Hi, everybody. It's me, Lori Simpson Ortega, a host. Here it comes. A host of and there's the hair, so yawning and hair. A host of a Victorious Life Outreach Teaching Ministries located here in the beautiful city of Roses, Tyler, Texas. Am the proud owner operator of Clean Cotton Bespoke and Embroidery. It's been a minute, I know, but I have been beyond busy. Okay, beyond busy with work and also with my business. But here's what I felt inspired to make this post about, and have wanted to for a while, but haven't been able to find the time. So, since I'm sitting outside waiting for somebody to get a haircut, this is a perfect time. Holidays, okay? I just wanted to make this, I wanted to make 2 points about the holiday season. I wish that, well, let me start by saying this. I don't really know where to start, but I'm very thankful in that I was raised, my parents, while they stressed or they supported celebrations and the holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc., we were not, they did not stress the materialism behind it. Funny thing, in an ironic kind of way, happened to me the other day. I ran out of thread. So I had to go to Hobby Lobby to get some thread because I was working on an order, and I didn't just run out, but I needed, to stock and the shipment, the company that I normally order thread from, it hadn't been shipped, so I had to run out, and I needed a particular color. So when I get to the Hobby Lobby parking lot, y'all, it is packed. I could not understand, how is it, it's like 9:15, the store opens at 9, and it's 9:15, 9:30, and I'm circling the parking lot for a parking spot. And I couldn't understand that. So when I go into the store, y'all, it was like 7, 8 people deep in literally every line as I'm walking in. And I could not, for the life of me, I could not understand, what in the world are these people buying? So as I'm walking back, I'm looking in buggies, and they're buying stuff, of course, for Christmas, because apparently it's 50% off. And then the Thanksgiving stuff is 60 and 70% off. And I'm not trying to make a free commercial for Hobby Lobby, because the Lord knows how I really feel about them. Although I've read the book and the owner's story, it was very inspirational. I don't know how I feel about them now, but I'm like looking at that, and I'm thinking, okay, what's going on? So I get the thread, I come back, I'm standing in line, but I go to the return line because it was shorter. So I go to the return line, and I'm standing in line regardless, and I just hear, look at the buggies, look at the content of the buggies. And you know what? There was no Thanksgiving stuff in any of those buggies. It was all Christmas. Just nothing. Every buggy that passed by, and then he brought to my remembrance as I was walking in, literally every buggy that was there, me and my 4 little spools, 3 little spools of thread, or 2 spools of thread, everything else was all Christmas. Now, hence this post, okay? And I'm not a Scrooge, okay? I celebrate Christmas. I celebrate Thanksgiving. But here's what I felt inspired. Let me sit up now to say to you guys. when do we get to the point where we couldn't appreciate you remember that song, One Day at a Time, Sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking from you. Give me the strength. I don't know the rest of that, but I just know the hook for that. When do we get to the point where we're so in a hurry for the next thing that we don't stop and appreciate the thing that's before us? You know, when people that celebrate Halloween, I don't celebrate Halloween. I leave no space for the enemy. That's just my personal opinion, verified by the word of God. You know, I don't, anything with the word wicked, evil, demonic, satanic, I don't support any of that. No, because light irritates dark, and I don't want to be entertained by wicked things or evil things that I can't preach against and teach against, and then in the form of entertainment. Anyway, that's a whole other deal, and I'm not here to beat that dead horse. But for people who celebrated Halloween, they bypassed Halloween, and then they started putting up Christmas lights, and then they bypassed Thanksgiving. And so here's the gist of this of the point that I pray that I'm articulating well and that I make. Let's stop rushing for the next thing. Thursday is Thanksgiving. Okay, now for those who understand the historical ramifications of Thanksgiving, you know, is it a good holiday? It's a good holiday to be with family. Or if you don't want to celebrate Thanksgiving, call it a day of gratefulness, okay? A day of gratefulness. But here's the deal. Stop rushing. Slow down. Thanksgiving, you know, if you're putting up your Christmas trees and your decorations, I'm not here to speak against that. I'm just saying, just make sure we keep the main thing. Because you don't know what's going to happen around Christmas time. You could be speeding up stuff, and you miss the essence and the appreciation for the people that are sitting around the table this Thursday or this Wednesday. You know, anytime we can, and all of our kids' schedules, you know, we have 2 adult children, so we're held hostage by them. But anytime we can, I'm cooking meals for people to come over and eat, my kids to eat. And you got friends, bring your friends. You know, because that's our house. You know, anytime, like last night, hey, let's go out to eat, you know, and we're sitting around, we're laughing and we're talking, because at the end of the day, that's all we have. And while people are running out here spending this money to decorate all this stuff, to put pictures on Facebook of how wonderful you decorate, hey, Marcus, let me be one of the people to say, we do appreciate beauty. We like it. But we're not going to be sitting up there comparing nothing that you put on Facebook in the form of decorations or food. We're not going to be comparing that to anything else, because we're going to be too busy talking and engaging with our families. So don't get so caught up. The money you're spending to buy all of this stuff, you could be taking your family on a cruise. You could be flying your family to New York. You could be going to Hawaii. You could be doing a lot of different stuff. And so that's what I'm saying. Stop rushing. Let's slow down. Some of y'all need to slow down. As my brother Dino would say, pump your brakes. Slow down. And just appreciate the time, the day, the time that we have now. Stop trying to fast forward. If we're celebrating Thanksgiving, focus on Thanksgiving. Focus on that. Stop jumping the gun. And maybe that's just something I need help with. Stop jumping the gun. Thanksgiving, you know, again, I'm not telling you not to decorate. I'm just telling you, if we walk in your house and it's Thanksgiving and all we see is red, white, and green, then are you really appreciative of us? Because that makes it seem like we're not going to see you again. You understand what I'm saying? That makes it seem like you're trying to impress us with your stuff. And I'm not here to say that you shouldn't. I'm not speaking against that. I'm just saying, can we slow down and stop rushing? Stop all of this rushing. I was talking to Fabian this morning. My parents, they were never like, well, my mother used to say that. I'll be so glad when all of y'all are grown and gone. Well, then guess what? When we all got to be grown and gone, and she was calling, y'all coming by, y'all coming over, y'all coming to Tyler this weekend. Yeah, spend the night. We dare not fall asleep on the couch. My mother would not wake us. She would cover us up. Even if we had our own houses, if we had our own apartments, she wouldn't wake you up. Neither one of them. They wouldn't wake you up. They would count that as you spending the night. Okay? And when you were there, she would fix your breakfast, and she would fix you. If you said, Mom, make me a sandwich, or Mom, I'm hungry, she'd go in there and cook for you. If you drop your load of laundry, you say, hey, I'm coming over there to do my laundry. And you drop the laundry off, okay? Yeah, didn't he say that, Marcus? Pump your brakes. If you drop your laundry off, you have to go to the store. My mother would go in there and load your laundry. And like I said, if you laid down, you took a nap, by the time you got up, it was like a laundry service. Your stuff was folded, put away, and then she would sit there and y'all would just talk or watch a movie or what have you, or a show. And that's what I'm saying. So she learned. Stop all this, I'll be glad when y'all get grown and gone. Well, no. She should have been appreciating that time. And you know what? I was telling Fabian, I said, I never heard my father say that, because he understood. At some point, y'all aren't going to be here. I'm not going to be here. So that's what this post is about. I'm not fussing at anybody. I'm not telling you, don't y'all start running with stuff about Lori speaking against Halloween. I am speaking against Halloween, but that's gone. Lori doesn't want Christmas. Lori doesn't. No, I'm not saying that. Lori is simply saying, y'all need to get somewhere, sit down, and enjoy your life. Enjoy it. One day at a time. Appreciate and be grateful for every day that you are able to inhale, exhale. Every day that your children and grandkids are able to call you mom, grandma, Mimi, Gigi, Pawpaw, GP, granddaddy. Appreciate that. Every time your niece or your nephew calls you or sends you a funny text or a funny meme, appreciate that. Every time you go into work, even if you don't want to be there, be grateful. Hey, let me do the best that I can be the best that I can be for today. That's all I'm saying. Because there's no guarantee you're even going to make it to Christmas. There's no guarantee that the people you planning on seeing, you're going to see those people. So appreciate and value people now. I no longer have parents. We no longer have parents, meaning me and my siblings. We're adult orphans now. Make the calls. Those of you who have parents, I don't care if your mama gets on your nerve. I don't care if your daddy was a Rolling Stone. I don't care if they got a bad understanding. Call them, folk. Say, hey, you know what? I know we don't always agree, but I just wanted you to know I love you. When you go to the grocery store, if you picking up paper towel for yourself, pick up paper towel for somebody else. That's one thing about the Stimson kids. When we have, we all have. We don't celebrate, we don't celebrate poverty. We don't celebrate dysfunction in each other's lives. We don't do that. If I have 2 chickens, look at my brother Carlton. He's doing as he was raised. There's no honoring you got 4 turkeys in your freezer. You can only eat 1. Why not help somebody else? You call these people. Call them. If you know somebody is struggling, instead of you sitting there celebrating their struggle and waiting on their demise, why not say, hey, I can't help you get out of it. I can't tote the note for all of it, but here's $20. I cash app you $10. Get some coffee. Appreciate the people that are in your life now. Appreciate, don't be so in such a hurry to decorate for a holiday but won't clean the house up for the rest of the year, excuse me. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. None whatsoever. So that's what I'm saying. Let's get somewhere and sit down and stop all this rushing and stop all these gotta be somewhere, but really you ended up going nowhere. Let's value some of these relationships. You don't always have to be in the streets. You don't all go read a book. Write a letter. Invest in your hobby. Invest in your business. All this money that people are spending to decorate stuff. Again, I'm not here to tell you that's your hobby. But at the end of the day, how much is enough? How much is enough? I know a person, and several people actually, they put Christmas trees in every room. Literally every room of their house. It's not my house. I don't care if they have a tree in every room. I really don't. But I'm saying to you what I've said to them. If every tree in every room is already heavily laden with ornaments and tree skirts and lights and all that, for what purpose are you back out in the Hobby Lobby line, in the Michaels line? For what purpose? Are you buying more and more? Are you replacing? Is anything? No, there's nothing broke or damaged. No, none of the ornaments are just fine. Why are you back out there? When is enough enough? When is enough? Y'all, here come my husband. When is enough? I'm doing a live. When is enough enough? Right, Fabian?
Right.
Y'all hear you. Say hey.
Hey.
I was making a post about it's hot in here now. Me in this sweatshirt, y'all. He told me though the dress is comfortable. When is enough enough? Does that make sense? Like, have you noticed that? Like, I was talking about hobby, like, well, I'm not gonna rehash the whole video. He'll go back and watch it. But look at you saying never. Yeah. When is enough enough? Though seriously though, Shu, when is enough enough? When does this not turn into an addiction? Again, I'm not telling people not to celebrate Christmas and not to decorate. Okay? Not to decorate, but at some point, when is enough enough? Can we close that? When is enough enough? So appreciate it. Appreciate and value. We're not going to close it all the way. That's why I bought the car. Oh, which way does it go? Okay. When is enough? This is turning into, when is enough enough? So that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point do we become grateful for what we have? And at what point does the gratefulness extend to our family and other relationships, like friendships, and mindfulness about other people who may be struggling? If you're out here, like, if you're like Shoemake, you have all of these high dollar ornaments, and all of these high dollar Christmas trees. You have your tree flown in exclusively from the I don't know, because I don't really do Christmas trees. Hey, can you hook that for me? You have your trees flown in. At one point, Christopher Radko. Okay, that's who it is. You have all these Christopher Radko decorations. At what point do you say, you know what, I'm going to go through. I'm not telling you to give away Christopher Radko. I think that's his name. Hey, Google Christopher Radko. So I'll make sure I'm saying this right. I'm not telling you to give those away, but I'm saying, at what point do you say, let me go through these? At what point do you say, let me go through these and let me see which ones I'm no longer emotionally or sentimentally attached to them, and then give them to somebody else who may not be able to go out and purchase those kinds of things. That's all I'm saying. Because sometimes, yeah, it's Christopher Radko. You know what, Shoemake? That lets us know what level we're on as a Christopher Radko. Okay. Anyway, and that's all I'm saying. Let us seek to value relationships, and let us seek to nourish and nurture that, as opposed to just trying to impress people who really don't care. And stop jumping the gun and appreciate the time and the value for that particular day that we're in right now. And somebody just lost okay, if you're going on the loop, traveling on the loop on Broadway, some landscaper is just letting stuff fly out the back of his truck. Well, that's all I wanted to say. Have a great day. Goodbye.